What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. Here in Zendikar Rising Standard, we are going to be playing some blue-black rogues. The biggest appeal to playing rogues is two cards. First here is Soaring Thought Thief, words are hard, which gives all your rogues +1/+0 if they have opponents have 8 or more cards in their graveyard. It also mills when a rogue's attack, which is nice. We also have Zendikar the Trickster, which kind of has like a ninjutsu type thing for anyone who's playing back in Kamigawa block. So you can return an unblocked rogue, put it on the battlefield tapped and attacking. When it deals combat damage, you get to reanimate a permanent from your the player's graveyard. And we have lots of ways to mill between Merfolk Windrobber, Thieves Guild Enforcer, and Soaring Thought Thief. So that's kind of the main gist of the deck, is to mill your opponent out with these rogues down here. We also have Anti-Cognition, is just a cheap counterspell. Turns into normal counterspell in the late game if they have cards in their graveyard. And Drown Unlock, which doubles as a removal spell and a counterspell. In the 3-drop slot, we have Glasspool Mimic, which can be both a land, or it can be copies 5 through 8 of any of our important cards. It can be more Soaring Thought Thieves, more Nighthawk Scavenger, which also gets a lot better by milling our opponents. Brazen Borrower is a good card, and so is Rankle. So also here we have 4 Aghanim Awakening, the black mythic land, which is probably just the best mythic land there is. And it really is probably going to help out a lot in any control matchups, reanimating a bunch of cards. Sideboard, 3 Cling to Dust for Uro, because this deck can't beat Uro. Same with Agonizing Remorse, or Uro, and I guess Croxa to a lesser extent, even though it's a lot less played. Those 2 cards clear the graveyard out, which we are trying so desperately to fill with our cards down here, so Cling to Dust really helps out. Agonizing Remorse, same boat. Agonizing Remorse also good against control. Negate, Mystical Dispute for our counterspells. Eliminate and Murderous Rider for more removal. And that's the deck. So we are going to hop onto a ladder, and I will see you guys for game 1. Alright, YouTube, welcome to round 1 with our blue-black rogues list. You will sadly miss out on the last game we played because our opponent timed out in the middle of it, but that's okay. This hand has 2 lands, but a bunch of expensive cards, so I think we're going to go ahead and mulligan that. Oh, this hand really needs a blue source. If we could find a blue source, this hand would be great. You know what? I think we're going to keep it. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. Put this back. Play Awakening taps. See what happens. We are so good at Magic, chat. We'll start curbing Thought Thief into... Well, that's a little late. This has flash. Yeah, we should definitely hold up. Nah, now our opponent's gonna be able to kill it. Gotta get used to these new cards, chat. Gotta get used to them. Let's see what our opponent's on, some sort of blue-black list. What are you? Attacks. Untap another target permanent you control until that card becomes base power, toughness 4/4 and gains indestructible. That's neat. Go ahead and play this guy. Right. Mill our opponent for 2 here. Looks like there's some sort of human sacrifice type list, which is chill. That's chill. Next turn we get to mill our opponent for 6, activating our Thought Thieves. Yeah, some sort of human sack list, which means milling them is probably not the best of a plans, but I think, you know, we'll go with it. Can we race that? I think the answer is yes. definitely make a 4/4 indestructible. We'll take 3 here. Flash this guy in. And next turn we're gonna mill them for 6 and attack for 6 as well, which is fine. Oh, we're only gonna mill for 4. Oh, crud. I thought this was on each rogue attack. Again, we're still learning the cards, chat. That'll mill for 7. What are you? You're a 4/3? I think we're gonna play out the Nighthawk Scavenger. Just a good deterrent from attacking. This here's my 4/3. There are many like it. This one is mine. Opponent's got some sort of neat. Are these all humans? Are you a human? You are a human. So dire tactics and removal spell. They have generals and enforcers. Yeah, it's a pretty neat list. That's unfortunate. Okay. So we are going to get hit for a lot here. Woof. Shoot. Okay. So I started by playing this tap. So they're gonna hit us for 5 next turn. Because we can drown this in the lock, but we're only hitting them for not a lot. Where did they gain life? Just give it. Oh, this has lifelink. Yeah, shucks, we're dead. Alright. Giant Killer was not a card on my radar. It's alright though. We can bring in some removal here. Anti-cognition doesn't seem great in this matchup. And we can try a Brazen Power because we really don't want to draw more than one. Also go ahead and get... See, now the problem is, do we want Cling to Dusk? Because they have some sort of graveyard theme. With the Village Rites and the Archfiend. But I guess if they do bring back or reanimate the 5/5, we do have Brazen Borrowers here to bounce them, so that's probably fine. As long as eliminate, Drown the Lock, and Murderous Rider. So I think we're good on that front. So I think we're just gonna cut a Glass Pool Mimic, trim one down, bring in our removal. We're gonna leave Cling out and run it like that. So, kind of sloppy on my part, but again, we're still learning the cards, still figuring out what the heck they all do. This is... Oh, that's neat. It flips for all of them. This is probably a keep. Play a Swamp on one into Thief, Scaled Enforcer. Get Merfolk going down. Have a pretty easy turn for Zareth. Alright. I knew this card had flash. I played with this before. Just flash that in. Yeah, okay, we should have waited for him to scry. Now we could have milled that card off the top. See, chat. We are still able to mill it though. Sorry, did you want that card, opponent? I'm sorry, not really. Now we can go turn 3 Nighthawk into turn 4 Zareth. Reanimate something of theirs. One of our cards. How dare you. Let's start by going to combat. Just hitting them from 1 and milling 1. Do we want to hold up Drown or get Nighthawk down? I think we're just gonna get Nighthawk down here. Really start pressuring them. It's really hard to race this card when it gets going. If they have another removal spell, it's kind of unfortunate, but we get to start reanimating stuff out of their graveyard, which will be fun with a Zerith Luris. Huh. So Luris, its only target right now is Luminarch Aspirant. So let's just remove that, huh? I thought I had 4 lands in play. Fine, we'll go ahead and drown that. Play this tap because we are bad at Magic. We're still probably in a fine spot. But that was not great. Do we have anything in our yard? No. I was like, maybe Luris plus Merfolk Windrocker or Windrobber. It's a bit of a combo. Yeah, pretty happy with how we played. If we can reanimate their Luris and just draw a card every turn with our Windrobber, that sounds like a great time. Again, it seems we could bring in Kling here because they showed us Luris, but their only real big threat out of the graveyard is the this hand. This hand is very reactive, but on the play, I think that's okay. Just start killing stuff and then have Drown turn on eventually. Probably play this tapped on turn 1 into... Man, these flip lands are so good. Big fan. Also, I love that it flips. Yeah, I think we keep this. Playing reactive's not bad on the draw. On the play, we probably just want to aggro them out, but on the draw, we can slow down and hang out. Sure. That's a good first land to draw. We can put that to the bottom. That's a big oop. Let's just kill that now. Get that out of here. No, please stop. This is a good card. I feel like people are really underestimating this card. I feel like it's gonna do some sort of work in a green-white counters deck or something. Honestly, I think the plan here is just to play a 2-3. Like, I don't think we really want to kill Archfiend's Vessel, because I think there's Luris, bring it back with the land. But with this play, we get to have a creature out, and it gets to just kind of hang out and block unless they have a removal spell. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay. We have not drawn just much of anything here, huh? Same plan as last time, I think. Just keep playing out 2-3s. 2-3 blocks real good. And we're gonna hold on to this Awakening. Currently there are no cards in our graveyard, but there might be. Or they're just gonna keep having exile card removal, and that'll be sad. We'll go ahead and mill them a bunch. Sure, that can resolve. And we want another blue. Extreme. Man, Whisper Squad just squatting up here, just drawing them cards. It's another really good card. Too bad it's not a rogue. I'd totally play it in this deck. Go ahead and mill them for 2 after they try removing. Just here's my 2/3. There are many like it, but this one's mine. Enough with your removal, opponent. So we can spend 4 mana to get back our Thieves Guild Enforcer, which is probably not a bad play. We don't have anything else to do with our mana this turn, so... And we're kind of playing defense right now. Really kind of flooding out our opponents. Probably got one more Whisper Squad, do they? Let's find out. That's a good one. That is, in fact, a good one. Just get to start making an army here. The Nighthawk is probably our best draw here. That's unfortunate. Well, we found it. Problem here is our Seasoned Hollowblade just gets to attack, but it's really hard to race Nighthawk Scavenger. It is a 6/3 with lifelink, so... Okay. Feels like they definitely should not have played that land. They scryed bottom, so they're really... We don't need to really mill them next turn. Can I find more Nighthawks? More Nighthawks would be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still a mana short from Amiria's Call. Maybe that's why they played it. They don't even want the option. But they could start activating the General's Enforcer, making 1/1s. We have no creature cards, but they can start exiling cards from there, yep. Making their own 1/1s. Interesting attacks. Sure, I'd like to gain 6 life, so you can do not a lot. Okay, I think opponent realizes we have, you know, a big ol' 6/3. What can that bring back? We'll leave that on top. We will pass a turn here. I think our opponents are realizing how to play Seasoned Hollowblade, maybe? We've gone through 3 of their dire tactics. Whisper Squad, sure. Just gonna activate General's Enforcer now. They shouldn't, because I have Zareth, but I haven't showed them Zareth yet. That's an odd... Okay, sure. So we're going to attack with the Soaring Thought Thief. Are we going to attack the Soaring Thought Thief? I'd like the pump on Soaring Thought Thief. So I think we're going to attack with the Scavenger. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can just replay it. Mill 2. Go to blockers. This one. Mill our opponent for 2 more. So let's see, what do they got? General Kudrow. Other humans, whenever or another human enters battlefield, exile target creature from an opponent's graveyard. Sacrifice 2 humans. We're just gonna bring that back. We're going to take your card, play my Nighthawk Scavenger, and now their Luminarch Aspirant gets to start making my Nighthawk Scavenger huge. Seems like a pretty good trade for us. Seems pretty good. Opponent's really regretting activating their General's Enforcer when they did. How many cards do they have left? 28? Okay. But now, even if our opponent goes all out attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, they can do 11 damage with us not blocking, of course. We're really just hoping they don't draw any more Miria's calls. We've already gone through 2? I don't know how many they'd be playing. Do they have any on the battlefield? No, they just have an Agadine. Okay, well, this has turned into a real game of Magic after a pretty rough start. Our opponent, yep, gonna keep. Really? That's an interesting. Opponent's only leaving a 1/1 back. Sure. Go to combat. Put a counter right there. Attack for 7 up to 17. There's no real reason to play the land, I guess. Hold it up, maybe we can make them scared. But again, our opponent does not have great attacks. They can keep trying to attack or keep on blocking. We don't need to block their Season Hollow Blades as our Nighthawk gains us more life than they can damage. That's the card we didn't want them to draw. Shoot. We can block here. Block here. Block here. Alright. Alright, now we are in a pickle. We are in a real big pickle here. So we're just gonna hang out now. Opponent's just super aggressive. Go to blockers. We'll block here. We'll block here. Take there. Here. Here. And take. And we'll sacrifice our Merfolk Wine Robber to draw a card. Another land's unfortunate. that is a very good draw. So now we go up here. We get to reanimate. Probably just another Luminarch Aspirant, honestly. And now we have Brazen Borrower to bounce their Angel. This game has been really back and forth. Been a good game. Think it's over now that we have a second Luminarch Aspirant for our Nighthawk Scavenger. But we get to bounce their 4/4, play another 3/3, and they have no flyers, so we have them dead in the air. Woof. Okay. Does that change things? This requires 2 mana to activate. Okay, now we... This has been a back and forth game. We can bounce a 5/5, no problem. Play out a 3/1. Does that do anything? Huh. Do you have anything we want to reanimate? Not really. We're gonna start putting our counters on this Brazen Borrower to kind of diversify our threats a little bit. And we're going to attack to kind of, I feel like we might win this game by just milling them. They have to block with their Angel here. We go up to 31. And they can sack their board to General Kudrow. Start killing our stuff. Were they there if we just, were they dead there if we just attacked all out? Now I can activate General Kudrow. Get rid of some of the creatures that are going to die anyways. To kill our bigger stuff, maybe? No? Okay. Interesting move, opponent. Oh, an opponent just... Opponent, do they know they have General Kudrow's ability there? Because they were not dead. Regardless, strong game of Magic the Gathering. And we will see you for round 2. Alright, welcome to round 2. I guess they're not really round, so game 2 of our Magical the Gathering experience with blue-black rogues. We just beat up on a humans list. It's a very close match, though. Now we have... This is probably a keep. Brazen Borrow can be a 2-drop and a 3-drop, which is good. Only one blue source, though, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, wait, no, we have a glass pool mimic. Haha. Haha. We'll probably play that tapped on turn 1. Man, these flip lands are just incredible. We have 2 actual lands in our hand, 5 spells, but it doesn't matter. Play that as a land tap, say go. And we're playing the mirror. Okay. Choose cards to reveal. They will choose one of those cards for you to discard. Okay, you can have an Agadine's Awakening. And pass the turn here. Woof. Our opponent has a real aggressive start here on the play. So that just makes our opponent discard a card. It's an interesting one. If they attack here, we'll definitely be flashing this in to kill their Thieves Guild Enforcer before it can get bigger. Yep. Block here. We are going to play this as a blue source because we have another black source in hand. No attacks. We're just going to be bouncing their Nighthawk Scavenger. They have a tendency to be playing things pre-combat. Oh, never mind. Sure. We're going to offer them a trade. Rankle for their Nighthawk. Jeez. And they take the trade. Rankle for Nighthawks. Definitely an interesting card to have.
Today's a nice day for an expedition.
They go one top, sure. So I think we're going to play a tap land. Bounce the Jays. And attack for 1. Getting rid of the card they left on top. Now we have Drown and Lock Up to bounce their Jace if that's their play, or to counter their Jace if that's the play. Drown and Lock, A+ card. Blue, black. Get another black land out there so we can play Aghanim Awakening. Get that mill on. So now they counter. Drown and Lock is such a good card, chat. Brazen Borrower, also a really good card. They have a discard spell in hand, so we might as well use that. Brazen Borrower is probably fine. But we have a good clock in the air here. Okay, well. That's a thing. have no cards in hand, opponent, so. We'll let them take our 2 Brazen Borrowers here. Just to remain aggressive. Well, I guess we get to offer them a choice. They can either trade these in for 2 cards, or kill our Brazen Borrowers. And I think giving them that choice is good. Okay, so they don't want the cards, they want the Borrowers. Makes sense. If they play anything too scary, we can just bounce it with our Brazen Borrower. And if they don't play anything scary, we just cast Brazen Borrower. Do they have another, nope, okay. My turn. This is my 4-1. Brazen Borrower of their own. Sure. Yep. I can't look at their deck. Okay, they said 35 cards. I'm trying to see how close we were to milling them. The answer was not super close. But if we can find like an Agadine's Awakening here, we would be in a pretty good spot. That's an unfortunate draw. I get the feeling they're going to make us sacrifice creatures. Yeah. We'll flash that in a turn. Hold up our counter spell, let us scry. We'll just take our beats for 3 here. We'll just use it because we can. Both those cards can go at the bottom. See what they do, if anything, with their ankle. Definitely thought we'd have a chance to respond to the Rankle trigger. We didn't. So the more you know, I guess. Now we're gonna block with the Wind Robber and draw a card with it. You've done your job, sir. Want to trade, opponent? Yep. Cool. And once again, we're kind of back in the lead, but... Alright, yeah, opponent agrees. We are back in the lead. Alright. So we're going to bring in our Eliminates and our Murderous Riders here. In the mirror. What is not good? Anti-Cognition feels not great. Just holding up a counterspell in general doesn't feel amazing. Probably trim down on a Rankle again. Same as last time. Actually, they have a lot of air creatures, as do we. Maybe Rankle's just not the best in this matchup. Cut 2 Rankles, leave 2 in. They have a lot of blockers for Rankle, because we do too. So yeah, let's run like that. Bring in some removal. This hand. This hand curves 2 into 3 pretty well. I think we can keep it. this now. Go get a black source. Oh wait, we have black, black, blue, blue. I forgot when you import a deck into Arena. It gives you bad basics. Opponent stuck on lands. Interesting. So we have choices here. We can just play out our Nighthawk or our Nighthawk Scavenger, which isn't doing much, so I don't think that's a play. I think the play here is to play an island and just hold up the Brazen Borrower. If they don't cast anything, we'll just flash it into the 3-1 and attack for 6 next turn. If they do cast something that can block Rankle, we'll bounce it and attack with Rankle. Thieves Guild Enforcer, huh? Sure, that's fine. Found third land. We'll take our beats for 1 here, no big deal. Could you imagine if this was Tarmogoyf and it just did everything? Or did all the graveyards? We'll flash in our Borrower here. Dispute. Okay. Well. Go Rankle. They can drown it. They can drown our Rankle real good. Should be unfortunate. These are really pretty basic sleeves. We're definitely not trading our Rankle for the Thieves Guild Enforcer. We will have each player discard a card. And I like my hand, so I'm just gonna have people discard. We're gonna get rid of this guy. So now we have a 1, 3, and 5. So for 8 mana, we can do a whole lot with the Agadeem's Awakening. Sure.
Skyclaves, the Royal. How does it all fit together?
Who knows, Jace? Who knows? Play that tapped. We'll do this.
They clocked my illusion.
See what's going on here. Oh, we have Dispute in hand. Sure. We don't have any black or blue cards to play, so that's not a huge deal. Definitely don't block here, because they can just flash in 2 rogues and make it a 3-2, so there's a punishment for not blocking. Okay. What do they get back here? Sure. We'll just end that here swiftly. Opponent blocks. Gives us our creature back. And we're just gonna go get another swarm. We're gonna get an island here, actually. Maybe we should have gotten a swamp, just play out Murderous Rider there, but we only have 2 blue sources. I kind of like everything to be sure. Didn't find the land we needed, so we have 1, 2... Oh wait, we have a land in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for pay 3 life, cast this for X equals 4. 1 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. Seems pretty good. That was pretty great. This black flip land is the best land in the cycle, I promise. Alright, we'll see you for the game 3. Alright, welcome to match 3 with blue-black rogues. We are currently 2-0, playing a Luris of the Dream Den deck. Okay. This is fine. We have 1, 2, 3. Play this as an island and just play the Merfolk Wind Robber out. If they have anything good to bounce, we will. If they don't, we won't. Flourishing Fox. Oh, opponent. This Brazen Borrower is not going to be your friend, Mr. Cycling Deck. Interesting. Must be a budget option. Is there no red-white pathway? There might not be. I don't know. Another Flourishing Fox. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just pop you right on over. Use our mana efficiently, you know. Cool. Then we can use this Fabled Passage to go get an island. Sure, they recast our Version Fox. Yeah, we'll just no-blocks this. Yeah, makes sense. Figured they had cycling cards. Like to find some Drown in the Lock or something. How about another counter spell, huh? There's no fear in this dojo, chat. These are gonna come out of the deck real fast after this. They're good against Zenith players, but so opponent's probably about to hit us for a whole lot. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and fetch now. Get an island. And we completely forgot to switch our basic lands out again. Gosh. Yep. Getting hit for a lot. Like there's no way they don't have more. Right, they're not casting spells, so we're just gonna flash in the Brazen Borrower. Taking a big old hit for 12. Removal spell. That is not a removal spell. There we go, there's a nice Drown on the Lock. We'll attack for 4. That way we can go ahead and block twice, and then we can draw a card with our Merfolk Wind Robber. And we can trade our Nighthawk for their Flourishing Fox. Block. This only counters creatures or planeswalkers. Luckily, we left a Drown on the Lock on top of our deck. Counter target spell. That one. Sure, you now gave me 7 life, opponent. Thank you. So this can currently bring back a 2-drop and a 1-drop. We don't have any of those. So if they don't have another Zenith Flare, we win. If they do, we lose. Let's see, opponent, what you got? Do you have another Zenith Flare, opponent? That is the question. So we have lethal in the air. They cannot cycle 8 times. This turned into a pretty good game of Magic, even with Anti-Cognition being a really bad card. Does that kill us? It puts us up to, I think that's Xaxes, if they can run off 4 cyclers in a row. Yep, so they need to run off exactly 4 cyclers here. Any of their cards they draw are lands, they whip and we win. And they whipped. That was a close game of Magic. I am pretty impressed by that. Bringing these Eliminates, bringing these Murderous Riders. Rankle's not great. Probably too slow. Actually, kind of just cutting those in general. Do we want a single negate in for Zenith Flare? We have good removal. Zenith Flare is the way we got. I don't hate the plan, you know? I really don't. We don't want to draw 2. So let's do it. Run it like that. This hand's fine. Removal spell. More removal spells. Rankle for pressure. I don't hate this hand. We'll keep it. We'll go get a swamp with this. Island with this. They also tend to fill their own graveyard up or drown the lock, so... Get ourselves a swamp. Another Flourishing Fox, sure. And a cycle, sure. Hit us for 2. We'll just play an island, pass turn. You know, I wonder if they have cards that make their things indestructible. We might want to play around that. Well, we're going to find out here when we go to eliminate a Flourishing Fox. Do they have cards that make their things indestructible? Fight is 1. Fight is 1. They're going to cycle and look for it. Looking for fight is 1. Don't find it. Good to know. We're going to play a tap land. Scry's probably fine. I'm going to kill this. We're going to kill this when we know they don't have anything to protect it. I can spend 3 mana just to put Luris in hand. Oh, that's scary. That does a really good job at protecting them against Rankle, which is unfortunate. I only get to make them 1/1/1 though, so we'll see what happens. We want to hold this Drown for Luris. Luris is their key back into this game. Oof, okay. That's pretty good too. Now I get to make 2/1/1s. Yep, they make their 2/1/1s. We'll block here and here. Play out a 1/1. And we're just kind of hanging out, not dying. We can't tap out for Rankle because Zenith Flare is a terrifying card. Honestly, I think we're gonna I'd rather get rid of block. There we go. I'd rather get rid of the Valiant Rescuer than draw a card with my Merfolk. They don't cycle. Interesting. They definitely have a Zenith Flare. It's the only reason they'd hold up 4 mana here. On upkeep? Sure. Come on, opponent. Hit me. Stop it. Seek help, opponent. Now I would love to draw a land off the top. Land off the top. Untap land off the top. Untap land. Come on. Each player discards a card. Don't be Zenith Flare. We're tapped out, we have no cards in hand, so if they have Zenith Flare, we're just dead. Maybe they'll just put Luris into their deck. They can actually cast their cards. Wild. This is quite the game of Magic here. We are dead to Zenith Flare at a moment's notice. Just put Luris into your hand, opponent. Just put Luris into your hand. Would we rather draw a card or have them on a clock? That is the question of the day. I think we'd rather draw a card. That's fine. Also pretty great. There's 2 more Zenith Flares off the top. And we have them dead in a turn. So they need Zenith Flare here. Did we do it? Did we fade? Don't you draw the last Zenith Flare, opponent. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Cycles. Don't you do it. Clench. Don't you. Come on. They get 1 more cycle. It has to be this card. Don't you do it. Okay. Now we're good. They can't Zenith Flare us. And another really good game of Magic. Very close, but in the end, we came out on top. So yeah, we will see you in the deck tip for the wrap up. Blech, words are hard. Alright, welcome to our wrap up of Blue Black Rogues here in Zendikar Rising Standard. Overall, deck performed amazingly. We played the mirror, and they had some oddball choices in there, so I think that's why we came out on top. We had like Slither Wisp and stuff like that. We played a humans list, and it was very close. Honestly, actually, all three matchups were really close. There was no blowout matches. The rogues were close. We had a lot of back and forth. The humans list we played against, we were behind, and then we had a really good catch up. Aghane's Awakening in that rogues mirror was insane. Playing it for 7 just won us the game immediately. And then against the cycling deck, we just, had to clench against the Zenith Flare. Biggest takeaway is this card, Anti-Cognition, doesn't seem super great. Instead, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different flyers. 2 Lofty Denials seems okay. Spell Pierce and then better Spell Pierce in the late, or Force Spike and then better Force Spike in the late game sounds fine. And it counters everything. That game where we almost lost, or game 1 against the cycling deck where we almost lost to Zenith Flare. If we didn't have a Drown Lock on top, we would have died. This would have been a lot better. Besides that, this main deck felt really strong. We didn't play against any Uro decks. It's something to think about. So we don't know how this deck does against Uro. Uro being able, or giving Uro a bunch of free escape cards, probably not the best, but Cling to Dust might be good enough. It might just be right to be playing 4 Cling to Dust in the sideboard for Uro. Definitely something to test. Overall, though, Uro should eventually be banned, so when Uro is banned, this deck will be a premier aggro deck in this format, I think. It's very good at aggro, it's very good in the long game with Aghane's Awakening, Xerath, stuff like that. We never got to see the power of a Glasspool Mimic copying or Soaring Thought Thieves or anything like that, but it just being a land on the backside was also insane. So, yeah, that's a wrap-up. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. We are going to be doing more Magical the Gathering content. And I will see you guys in the next whatever I post to YouTube as. Peace out. Bye. Alright, let's get rid of... boop, boop. Oh, wait, hold on. We want this. Wait a second. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright.